business and for the community?
Well, thank you for having this. I will consider this a very, very true, down-to-earth and grassroots discussions on the re-entry of oil exploration back in Ogoniland, a major Niger Delta community that is endowed so very richly that we should take the business of ensuring that Ogoni is back in the ecosystem very seriously. And I'm very impressed, with the kind of guests that you have chosen for this event, and I hope that we'll all do justice to that. Ogoni is very, very critical, and before I discuss the issue of the prospects of business, which is very high, prospects of business is very high, and I know that because I manage some of the data of these assets. So I know exactly what is involved in Ogoniland. I think that our government should take this initiative very seriously. In the early days of 2015, there was so much joy in the land in Niger Delta. In fact, if I do remember, when the then president brought the issue of cleaning up Ogoni, it became a major political discourse, even against one of our own sons, who was the previous president. But clearly, once you start programs like this without a detailed roadmap of the beginning and the possible results, this is the kind of things that will come up. A lot of people will come in and look at it as a money issue. And me, I always have a difficulty about this acquisition of money in Nigeria because we are alive. I'm in my 60s. In fact, I share the same age with Nigeria's independence today. So I have seen so many things. And I've also come to realize that money really is not the conversation. Conversation that has a future is the legacy and the name and the service you bring, to bear in your lifetime. So this idea of just grabbing money and packing money and putting them and wanting to be the wealthiest person in the world is of no really use. And that is one thing that I think Nigerians must have to address, in anything, not just only in the Ogoni cleanup. You are seeing people are dying. People have been deliberately killed in fighting for what is just. That look, we have so much wealth in our land that is going to service and grow the economy of Nigeria. Please give us attention, take care of our land in the process of your business. After all, it was Shell. It wasn't anything against Nigeria. Then somebody died, somebody died, somebody died. And so many people are still dying out of health challenges, out of hunger, in a land that is so endowed with so much wealth. So we need to address those issues and know that, yes, they are past, but we must learn from those experiences and do the best we can to make Nigeria and the Ogoniland to be better. Because first, we must talk of Ogoniland. And those are very highly dependable people, to my knowledge, very intelligent. And I'm sure most of us are not aware that Ogoni has its own alphabet. Has not just a language, but has its own alphabet and communicates. So that level of civilization is something that must really, really be paid attention to by Nigerians. The business aspect of it will happen and happen successfully with first the way the president is going about it and the recommendations that the two Ogoni sons on this panel have recommended. Fantastic. The governor is their governor. If they don't trust him, those two gentlemen that spoke are very vocal Rivers people, very vocal Niger Delta people. If the governor is trusted, they will say so. And if it is not, they will also say so. So if they've already spoken, and they are all leaders in their own rights in the Ogoni sphere, okay? Because when you hear of Kabote, you know that that's a major Ogoni group that has been in the forefront of not just civil society operations, but also community, traditional values. So, and that's Professor Mede was the president. So he knows exactly how his community can respond in matters like this. And Marvin Yobana has been a youth leader for a very long time in Ogoniland and has metamorphosed to become a local government chairman, because there's really no difference between a caretaker chairman and a chairman, is it? And in this a brief period, he performed. So these are people that really know what they want to say, what they should. So we should listen to them and take some of these recommendations into play. For business, the business of oil exploration in Ogoniland in the Niger Delta is going to be very profitable for Nigeria. And the way I think we should go about it first with a very effectively, developed roadmap. That roadmap should tell us where we are starting now. If we made mistakes from 2015 or 1993 and created a problem, let's only learn lessons from that and then utilize those values to springboard from today. This is what we want to do. Clean up the land, bring the communities involved into the equation, ensure that there is adequate data, because it must be effectively driven, and you cannot drive anything today without very true and in-depth data that is developed to be able to guide that. We already know the assumed estimated deposit of gas and oil in Ogoniland. Some of the assets can really change our production, quota daily in this country and give us the hope that we need with so many refineries coming up in Nigeria. And we, as retail outlet owners, insisting that we must focus on the in-country refining capacity. That is our hope. That is where we need to pay attention to it, so that Nigerians can ultimately have a very, very good economy. Because clearly we've seen what PMS is doing in the industry. Once PMS shifts, everybody is catching cold. So we need to be able to work that out in a way to tie it to what is going to happen in Ogoniland. Whether Shell is the one that's going to enter, but Shell is already divesting. And in my opinion, I don't think we should be begging any company of any category to come into Nigeria to do anything. Nigerians have the capacity. This is a world power. Nigeria is a world power. Sitting and just sleeping, and we need to wake up and work. We don't really need to, look, there is no effort in this globe that Nigerians are not leaders. So oil exploration and oil refining and oil retailing and retailing should not be a challenge at all to Nigerians. And I think we should have the capacity to do that. So those are the early comments I'm going to make. Business in Ogoniland should be taken seriously, and it should be done well. Let's have an idea where it's going to end. Clean up the land, include all the people there into the ecosystem of the country, ensure that they are at peace, and that any company that's going to go in there to work will be able to succeed in achieving the purpose.
Indeed.